Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Dun, da, da, da. I wanted to introduce one of my favorite fellows who I used to read all the time when I managed the bookstore, James Van Praagh. He's a wonderful, wonderful light worker, psychic, and he has these beautiful Power of Love activation cards, and look at the back of them. I just got in the best mood last night reading these. They made me so happy, and I actually sent a bunch of pictures over to Crystal Lee Love, and I was like, oh girl, do you have these so go with like our messages, and I love them. You just feel like you have a warm hug when you have them. So I was inspired to do this read for you guys, and to sort of ask the question, what is going to be your breakthrough moment this summer? What are you working on that all of a sudden you're just going to break through? I know my number one problem is patience. I want results and I want them yesterday. I work really hard oftentimes when I get up at 5:30 in the morning, and I'll work straight through to midnight. Today, a couple hours ago, I started to actually suffer burnout. I went for a walk and I had a lot of things on my agenda, and I was on a lot of devices, and all of a sudden I was like, you know what? It's so gorgeous. Go outside. Just go outside and relax and refresh. And I let my body just shut down and said, you know what? Have patience for the results. You don't have to have out, double, triple what everybody else puts out in terms of videos. Just relax. And I had a lot of clients and, a lot of interactions. But every once in a while, we have to remember to reel it in and care for ourselves. So I'm going to actually do this in a 3-card spread, and I'm going to let you choose between patience, integrity, and individuality. And the patience card says, you're able to let the universal energy of transformation move you according to its own loving rhythm. It's about slowing down and going with the flow and understanding that everything does not have to be rushed, right? It's summertime. Let's kick back, have nice, cool iced teas, take it easy, especially take it easy on ourselves. For whatever reason, our ego can just antagonize the hell out of us and try to make us go to burnout level. So this says, no, we're patient. We understand the bread is in the oven and it's going to cook and rise when it needs to rise. Us yelling at it or staring at it is not going to change it, right? People think I'm so calm and mellow, but I'll tell you what, I am very impatient, and you used to get mad at me because I would do videos and I was like, oh, I couldn't wait to see them up on the big screen or to get them out to you, so I wouldn't even have links attached. Half of the time I wouldn't have all the gear that it needed, or you wouldn't have the thumbnail up. But now I'm learning, you know what? Good things take time. I know that in jewelry. I mean, I never make anything that is subpar, because I realized that one of the reasons I started my jewelry company is because I used to get upset when I'd pay good money and I would have flimsy clasps, or they would insinuate it was real silver, but you never really know, or that they were real authentic stones. And I know right away through touching them, but I don't know through ordering them through the mail. So I would get disappointed, and I said, you know what? I'm going to create something of quality. I'm never going to lie. I'm never going to expound that it has qualities that it doesn't, and I'm going to make sure that it's the best clasps I can get. It's the best links. It's the best silver. It's the best stones, because why put a bunch of junk out there? There's enough junk in the world, right? So that's definitely the patience card. Number 2 is integrity. You demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. Now, this is the only way I think we need to be in the world. Why would we be anything other? Why would we put on a false front or come from a place of greed or avarice when everything is so karmic in this world that energy comes right back around? So why not make yourself feel good and whole by being honest, being authentic, so when that boomerangs back, that we're held and cradled in the arms of, loving karma, that we've been loving and caring, right? So that's what integrity is about. When I think of a lot of my family members, a lot of the men in them, as well as the women, it's funny, they were always integrity-based people. They worked hard. They put out they put in a good day's work. They put out quality, and a lot of them are builders, musicians, all the stuff that they would do and stuff they would cook. The men take their time and they make beautiful meals. It's insane. Like, I learned that, and my father was somebody who was very sparse with words. He hardly ever spoke. It was kind of amusing. Very Nordic, very cool. But when he did, everybody stopped and listened, because he had innate wisdom, and he was very calm, cool, and collective. He just liked to listen and observe. But when it was time to, join in the conversation, he definitely would. But I definitely got that from my family, that, do what you say you're going to do, and do it to the best of your ability. Why be a flake job? Let's get out there and be solid, right? Now, this is about individuality. Leave your unique stamp of love on everything you do. We all have that person, right? And that friend that we remember that write those beautiful handwritten notes. Shout out to my friend Sean Kraft after I don't know, I sent him something or did something for him. He sent me this, oh, yeah, attending the reunion, a beautiful handwritten letter. And he's a charming little Southern man. He was, he actually was around Connecticut, but he lived in Virginia in the South for a while. And I was so charmed by that. So individuality is what we do in our own unique way to, have these beautiful brushes with, leaving this echo of kindness, love, and uniqueness, right? Why be some carbon copy of all these other things out there? Sometimes I watch TV and I think I'm watching the same person on these reality shows. This is about, you stepping into this beauty and this unique power that you have, and you're learning to grow with it, and you're garnering it, and it's like it's your garden. You're like, what? I am who I am. My sense of humor is this way. Some of my beliefs are this way. I'm growing, I'm learning. And you just be unapologetic. You are individually you. That's why I like people. I love people that just come out and exactly what you get because they're speaking from their heart and their truth, and it's wonderful. So there we go. We got 1, 2, 3, and we're going to see sort of what your breakthrough moments are going to be for you guys. I'm going to actually read James's take on this in the book because he has such beautiful writing. So he says, when you demonstrate patience, you're able to take a step back from the distractions of this physical dimension, and you live fully in the current moment. You are truly a divine being, and when you reside in your natural state of centeredness and calm, your perceptions and awareness are illuminated. You become painfully aware of how much precious energy can be wasted and misused in the service of fear and anxious anticipation of the future. Instead, as a healer, you need to take the negative energy of impatience and transmute it into the joy of knowing that all things happen at the correct time. So as you move through life, basically, it may help to remember that difficult situations are merely opportunities for you to put the power of love into practice. Okay, it's completely challenging enough on the earth plane to understand the behind the scenes workings of this three-dimensional world, let alone trying to comprehend, control the 6th and 7th dimensional realities in the divine order, right? You're like, I got this, hold on, let me just tell heaven and the angels how it's going to go. And seriously, we do that sometimes. We're like, oh yeah, our soulmate is coming, but how about right now would be good with a side of shrimp scampi, thanks. Honestly. But being able to change and knowing it will occur in its own time is the highest example of patience. We're going to learn to press the pause button on our reactions of life upsets, okay? Don't fast forward your life, because when you rush through it, you're going to miss the most significant moments. Life is not a race, it's a journey. In order to bring peace into the outside world, you must first realize patience in your inner world. Good things come to those who wait. I can't stipulate that strong enough, and it's my learning curve right now as well. I've got to say, if I have all my materials ready and I'm creating a piece or whatever, I actually get mad. Ooh, this just popped up. No way. So this is something that's going to happen. I have jumpers in 2 decks, my Ellen Dugan deck and this deck. I mean, I get really clear, pristine readings in this. So I'm going to grab 2 more cards. I like to work in 3s. So yeah, I mean, I want things done. I'll get all my pieces. And if, one of my children, I have 2 teenagers, stop the flow or interrupt me, I have to say to myself, awarely and consciously, whatever their needs are, you need to address them and help them. Just because you have it in your mind, you want to go create, you don't need to be this like bully that just barrels through everybody because you want to see this finished piece in an hour. You know what I mean? And it's things I do. And I catch myself in that now, and I'm proud of that because I remind myself when I have patience and I take my time, I put out better creative pieces, whether it's reeds, whether it's jewelry. And I especially need to slow down when I'm doing my therapeutic work with people that have PTSD, anxiety, or anything like that, because I have to modify my voice, I have to lower it and create a calm and loving environment. And patience shows with people. Have you ever had that conversation with somebody and they're kind of looking over your shoulder, their watch, their phone? You're like, why am I even having this conversation with this person that's like 2% available to me, right? It's always about self-awareness and being generous of nature and giving your time and attention, because it's very rude not to. So this is something that's going to be changing for you right now. You have new money coming in this summer. You have the Queen of Pentacles energy, which means you are putting your ideas into practice, and you're opening, a lot of you, your own businesses, your own Etsy stores, YouTube, all kinds of things. But you're forming some cool alliances with people. You had your rest date. That's the 4 of Swords, taking it easy. You and your dog, you and your lion taking a nap. And I'm going in this direction because this is how this is going to end up. But you realizing, okay, you know what? I do need to create some more abundance or a revenue stream. Let me get a plan. Let me focus. Where our energy and our focus goes, our absolute results come there. And when we show something love and care, it blossoms just like plants. We don't want to forget to water the ideas. We don't want to forget to not give them too, we want to keep them in the light. We want to keep working on them, keep positive envisionment process behind it, but also take breaks. This is very important. Our life can start to speed up when we want to have results of this new creative project or whatever we're doing, right? Of course we want to see dividends, but what we need to do is rest, sit back and allow. The universe has this. Again, the patience card is saying, why would we do anything than other? We're not telling 6th and 7th dimension, hurry up and get this thing going, okay? Get the chariots in here, right? Quachoosh. It's like, no, we're going to sit back and be in this graceful, restful state. Take it easy. And also it's for our mental health as well, because when we just race and go, I'll tell you what, I'll give you an example. One day I was so excited because I had some packages coming and I got overwhelmed. It was all these different stones and stuff I was putting together for pieces. I had like 2 or 3 decks that came in the mail. I had so much stuff that I was then overwhelmed, because my one thing I love to do is cherish and really look over things slowly and love them. And all of a sudden I just felt that like overabundant, because I was so impatient when I was ordering everything. I wanted it all at once. So instead of having it come in slowly in a stream where I could really cultivate good ideas from it, it was almost like I was just bombarded with an avalanche of things, right? So we can overwhelm ourselves if we don't do things slowly, steady, and bit by bit, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this is what's going to result. You're going to have a greater understanding how your mind works, how, this is something that's coming to me too right now. You have somebody coming in that's going to be very, very loyal to you, and their reliability is going to demonstrate their loving sense of devotion to you and their consistency, and it's going to make you feel really good. Their loyalty, loyalty is measured by strength of commitment, right? To the relationships, and this person is going to possess an unswerving faithfulness to you, and your soul is going to be stirred by it because they're very unselfish, and this devotion is freely given. There is no strings attached. It's very beautiful. They are going to be the living example of what it is to just be a devoted soul to you, and this is going to enrich your life experience in so many ways and expand your horizon, because when you feel like you have a solid rock behind you, somebody that fulfills you and makes you feel wonderful, they give unconditionally and ask nothing in return, is going to wake up your life to a whole new world. And that's some of your breakthrough summer energy for you. You're learning patience. You're learning to stop and rest and take a breath, drink that icy gorgeous tea out in your on your front porch or your back lawn. You are going to have richness and abundance provided for you. The universe and the world is going to provide this for you. You're not going to have money worries. Things are going to start to really accumulate, and it's going to make you feel good. And part of this is this beautiful, it's this soul connection of somebody, whether it's a soul buddy, a soulmate, a lover, who is also a soul companion, that gives you this undevoted attention and love. So beautiful energy, group 1. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe. And all my links are down below if you need a private read, or if you want to go to my Etsy store and check out all my gems. I got lapis lazuli and all the fun stuff. Remember, you guys, patience it really is underrated, because once you step into that, all of a sudden your chakras align, your chi gets balanced, and you feel like you're taking deep breaths. You're very restful. So gorgeous energy, group 1. I love that. So now we're on to integrity. This word has always impressed me ever since I was a kid, because I remember my dad using that word in his company, and he was like the head department of this engineering firm called Conrack Corporation, and I loved going there. And my favorite thing was because they had these magnets that were so powerful that they could drag me and my brother across the floor. We would pick it up and we would stand by these big metal doors, and we would actually be dragged across the floor. And I was like, I just thought it was cool. I thought it was basically NASA. I thought my dad worked for NASA and it was so cool. But integrity is, well, let me start by saying, there's a great chasm between believing in something and demonstrating it to the world, okay? Walking your talk. It's a mantra. It is definitely the mantra of this card that bridges this gap. You can read every spiritual book available, but if you don't practice what you've accepted into your heart, it's all for naught, really, because holding love and compassion as the cornerstones of your belief system is very different from manifesting them in the real world. Integrity is a state of wholeness and completeness of your being. When all the pieces of your your psyche are unified as one. You don't have to try to be compassionate. You just are. The person with integrity follows through their commitments always. If you tend to second guess yourself and you're filled with conflicting opinions, you might be struggling to find your authentic self, and that's totally okay, because life is about learning to be a better you. And if you aren't learning something new every day, that's a wasted opportunity. So to know whether you are coming from an integrated space, knowing your behavior during the time of chaos, there's a gentle quieting of the mind and a clear path that's seen when the love is present, right? When you come from this center and you're in the moment and you're not swayed by the past or future, you're a shining beacon of self-assurance that draws all good things to you. And I'm telling you what, if you have that in your 20s and 30s, God bless you. I really didn't even step into that into my 40s. I was always a giver, but I was one of those people, again, with the impatience and the rushing factor, that I was distracted constantly. I was always trying to do too many things. And it was almost like I was trying to hush my channeling and some of my gifts that I had too, because I was like, I just thought I was crazy. I'm serious. I would hear things with such clarity and they would come to pass, and I would freak myself out. And I remember once calling my mom from California and go, Mom, I knew all these things were coming around to this family and to this and to that. And there were people I knew. And she's like, oh, you've always known that. She goes, but if you're not ready to deal with that energy, you don't have to. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, you do. You can shut it off and you can go into a kind of denial. And the bummer about that is when we're gifted something, we should really try to hone in on that and expand it, because it's amazing. It's almost like you have an extra gear in your mind and heart when you really connect to your soul and integrity voice, right? So these are some of the things coming for you. 6 of Wands, you got some celebrations. You're going to need a little rest and time away. You need to move away from things that cause difficulty in your life so you can move towards wonderful fulfillment. Now, this to me reads beautifully, because on these two bookends, you have people celebrating you for who you are and what you're doing and your accomplishments, and you getting along well socially and being able to share and be with people. But what it requires a little time alone, and 6 of Swords, respecting yourself and getting away. You can value everybody's unique perspective on this path to love. So if you have any low vibrational, low frequency people that are driving you up the wall, you simply move away from it. And that's what you're going to do, because you realize that you're journeying towards this beautiful social equality with everybody, all ethnic groups, and you want to have a good time and you're balanced. And part of that is through your spiritual meditational practices and moving away, just quieting. You don't even have to do chanting or everything. It's about you going through an evolution. You know, you realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love right now. And sometimes we need to move away from things, because life in the physical dimension is all about your soul's evolution. So you're now understanding the quickest way to evolve is to utilize the energy of love in all that you do. So every day you're going to be presented with opportunities to protect your loving energy, right? And temper it with understanding. And you're going to be celebrated for that, because you're really having a beautiful breakthrough, because the power of love is the infinite truth. And with this power, you're not influenced by judgment or bitterness. You're restful. You're going to move away from it. Instead of engaging, you're like, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Yeah, who has time for that? People want petty jealousies, arguments. You're having this killer breakthrough where you just understand, whoa, I have something here and I'm going to protect it. And you're moving towards everything that's beautiful, graceful, and celebratory as well. And it's important. We need to celebrate, right? We need to cherish each other and show each other we love each other. So beautiful. And I feel like you have graduations and christenings and beautiful things to attend this summer, and you're looking forward to them as well. So gorgeous energy, group 2. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe if you like this video, and all my links are down below. If you need private reads, you want to go to my Etsy store, everything's there. Come see me on Instagram as well. There's so many weird allergies where I live right now that every once in a while when I'm speaking, like my throat closes. That's why I'm speaking so emphatically and rather loudly, is because if I don't push and really open my throat chakra and speak deeply and loudly, I get a kind of like throat closure because of all these strange allergies. I mean, it's off the charts crazy. So many kids are out of school. So if my voice seems a little different and a little more, intense, it's because I have to speak with more pressure, so I don't have a problem in my throat. So that's why I seem like I'm almost a general wagon master. Okay, so that's you guys. Yeah, go check out all my links below. So let's see what's going on now for individuality. And this is super important. You know, you do have a unique path in life, a unique purpose for sure. So always follow that. Never feel like you have to be like anybody or compare yourself. You know, All souls originate from the same source energy, but the Earth school affords us the opportunity to feel separate. That's the double-edged sword that this life in the physical dimension gives us. Our nature is to be at one with the whole, but when we incarnate and our awareness of our divine self is diminished, lessons are learned more quickly. So our goal is to feel connected to everything while you experience the illusion of separation. So your path to that goal is your own. It's your individual journey. And at the beginning, you may relate to the human aspect of yourself, right? The ego. But eventually, glimmers of your true natures are going to start to manifest through awareness. And that's super important. Aware, share, all those things. As you present yourself in this world, every other soul who crosses your path will recognize this keen sense of familiarity. So start to remember their spiritual heritage as well. Be yourself and love abundantly, and that it's going to be a life well lived. Oftentimes we just have to do that, right? We definitely do have to just be ourselves, just be authentic. And I'm quickly going to pull 3 of these out. Look what you got. Holy smokes. Whoa, you have the Sun, the High Priestess, and the Wands. This deck is killer. I feel very potent, sunny, beautiful energy coming through you. And your breakthrough time right now is going to be in your spiritual realm. And it's also going to be in your passionate realm where you're going to express yourself, your love freely. You're not going to second guess it. You're not going to hide it in a closet. You're not going to diminish it because you have no fear. Fear is definitely the mind killer. It is progressive slaughter. When you're trying to progress in life and you have fear, it is this weird invisible boundary that stops us from doing what we love, what we need, what our purpose is a lot of times. But you're going to possess this determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate your love, and that is going to be a breakthrough for you. Also, you have some unique talents that are yet sort of on, like they're untethered, like you haven't really tapped into them. I feel like you do have some extrasensory perceptions, and when you start to slow down and really get in touch with them, I feel like you have some clairaudience, some clairvoyance, and some other things. And basically, this is for a lot of people that are feeling empathic lately too. It's not a curse. It's merely an extra gift that we're given to feel the temperature of people, the room, our surroundings. And you have the Sun. I mean, let's get real here. You are going to be elevated. You're going to make conscious decisions to raise your vibration of love. You're going to feel fulfilled. You're going to feel like your soul, your will, your mind, everything is working together. Your elevated mindset is going to raise your consciousness and your vibration. You're going to be able to forgive others and clear that energy, and you're just going to transform yourself. It's crazy. Into this beautiful, fun, delightful summer of acceptance, understanding, and love. You know, we all are one under the sun. Why would we be conflicted? Why would we have doubts and fears about being connected to other human beings? It's absolutely bizarre, but sometimes it happens, but not to you this summer. You are awash with a lot. It's almost like an immediate recognition that, whoa, there is such a better way. Now I'm going to try that. You know what? Forget the stupid subconscious pattern of going nowhere and hitting a brick wall. I'm just, forget it, bulldoze time, and I'm stepping into the light and understanding the true picture, the true reality that we all are connected. We all are streams of energy. So let's make it good. Let's make it high-powered and connected and sassafras on fire fun, right? Why be dreary and gray and depressed? I'm not by any means poking fun at anybody who's depressed. I have my moments. My brain overwhelms me, and sometimes I don't even want to move, and I don't want to go out with people because I'm also an empath. But you know what I mean? Let's not bring negative. I'm not going to associate depressed because that's an actual mental condition. But let's not bring in gloomy energy and pull other people down. If we're in a good mood, let's stay away. Let's go out and share that. If we're feeling gloomy, we don't have to necessarily share that. We don't need to be Debbie Downers. Let other people have their moments of elevation and joy for sure, right? Because that's what's necessary right now. So beautiful group 3. Look at that sun. Oh yeah, that is some power pack stuff. So love and light to this group. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you want a private read, and you guys, seriously, if you only get one deck this summer and you want to feel good and happy, get James Van Praag's Power of Love activation cards, because they're so cheerful, the colors, the messages, beautiful.